Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my videos. I'm Farhan Hasan. So, if you are someone who has already registered for IELTS and your exam date is within 1 month or 2 months, or if you are someone who is planning to give the IELTS test during this pandemic within 2 or 3 months, at least before the pandemic ends, then you are at the right place because today I'm going to talk about some points, especially some changes that has been brought to the format of IELTS test or to the protocol of IELTS test, especially on the IELTS speaking module. So please stick to the last of the video because for the very first part of the video I'm going to point out those changes, and then I will give some personal tips and suggestions that you can use to help yourself to overcome those changes and to cope up with those situations. So let me start from the very important point, that is, you will have to put on a mask for the whole test. Yes, it doesn't matter you're giving your speaking or giving the other three modules, you cannot open your mask for even a single second. Especially it is very strictly controlled in the speaking module. When you will be entering the center in the speaking module, you'll have to put on the mask till you have got your call. You cannot open it. Then you will give your speaking test with the mask on your face, and after you have got outside of the center, then you're on your own. So it's a very important issue. Why it's important? Because if you are not habituated or if you're not familiar with speaking while putting a mask on, then you will feel really problem while you're giving your test because of short breath, because the mask will tend to open every time you're speaking, and there are many more issues. Because I have already faced this, because I have given my IELTS this July. Was the pandemic still on that month, so I faced this. Then I thought that it might be really helpful if I share with you these points. So the next point is, there will be a glass between you and your examiner. Let me differentiate between before the situation of before the situation before the pandemic and right now. Before, when there was no pandemic, here is what happened. There was a table, and you and your examiner would sit in front of each other and very close to the table, as much close as that you can put your arms on the table, as simple viva, how a simple interview happens. But now the situation is different. Now what will happen is, your chair will be at least at minimum 2 feet away from the table of the examiner. Then there will be a part of big glass in front of the table, and there will be some small holes so that the examiner can pass you the pencils and the paper, and also the cue card, if you already know about the cue card. So be prepared about this, that there will be a glass. And also remember, the examiner will be wearing mask, so it will be really difficult for you to judge or to get know about the situation of the face or the mentality of the examiner, because he will be also wearing a mask. And the next point is showing your passport. If you are familiar with the speaking test model, then you already know that at the very first, the examiner will want the passport from you. So what used to happen is, when the examiner wants to see your passport, you just give it to him and he takes it and checks it. But now it won't happen like that. The examiner will ask you to show your passport, especially the second and the third page where there are the informations about you, your bio. So what you will have to do, you will have to just take your passport, open the second and third page, and you will have to show him like that. You'll have to go closer to the glass. The examiner will also come closer to the glass and have a look at your passport to verify your identification. So these are some changes that has been introduced because of the pandemic. And if I talk about a bit about the writing, reading, and listening section, yes, there you will also have to put your mask on, but there are some easiness there, like when you are middle of two modules, like you have just given your listening module, and you are waiting for a reading module, which is called the buffer time. So you can just pull off your mask for some minutes to just take breath, and then you can put on. You can do that. Nobody will say anything to you, but do not open it fully and put it on the table. Keep it at least here. You can pull it off, then put it on. Just make yourself comfortable. So now let me come to the tips and suggestions. So number 1, use whether a surgical mask or a mask that is made of clothes, especially the handmade mask that you tie on by yourself, so that you can put the pressure as you are comfortable. Please do not use masks like N95 or K95, because those masks are, or the masks that are under those categories are very tight and thick. So if you are using those type of mask, then you will really feel short breath, and it will also put much pressure on behind your ear. So please do not use those masks. Use a surgical mask which is very soft, or a mask made of cloth. Then number 2, do not use a new mask, especially when you are using a surgical mask. We buy surgical mask apart from those mask made or handmade. So when you are buying a surgical mask and you are just using a new mask on your examination day, it will remain also a bit tight. So what you will do is use that mask at least 1 or 2 days before the exam. You do not have to, don't get me wrong, you do not have to use it outside, because it sounds a bit dirty, right? I'm just telling you that when you are in your home, just before 1 or 2 day your exam, just wear the mask for some hours inside your home, so that the mask will become loosen a little bit, and it will remain comfortable on your face. So I hope you got the point. And next point is, please practice speaking wearing a mask. Do not forget to practice the speaking wearing a mask, because if you are wearing a mask and giving your first speaking ever wearing a mask in your main exam, then it will be really harmful for you. You will feel nervous and you will feel short of your breath. So please, before exam, at least 2 or 3 days before, start practicing speaking wearing your mask. Then the next point is, go very slow from the beginning of your test. You do not need to go faster to prove your proficiency in English speaking, right? You just do not need to go faster. Faster or slower doesn't mean anything to the band score of IELTS speaking. So if you're going faster, then you will not be able to catch your breath, because already you are wearing a mask. So please go very slow from the very beginning. Then the next point, whenever the mask is tending to get off your mouth, or just opening from your mouth, because when we're continuously speaking, the mask usually gets off from our mouth. So whenever it's happening, do not panic, and you will not have to say excuse me or sorry every time. Just keep going with your speaking and use your hand to just pull that on. It's very simple. Or you can just give 1 or 2 second pause, pull that on, and you can continue. It won't harm your examination, because in your 11 to 15 minutes of exam, it will happen a lot. It might happen a lot. Be prepared. So you don't have to say excuse me or sorry every time. Please don't do that. Just whenever it's standing to open, pull it on, make yourself comfortable. So here are the changes and the tips from myself. I personally use these tips, so I hope this might be helpful for you too. And all the very best for your upcoming IELTS examination. And if you want me to create more videos about the IELTS test from my personal experience, please do let me know below in the comment section. I'll try my best to make videos about giving you suggestions, tips and tricks about my IELTS. In speaking, I got 7, though it's a very low score, I know, because the very beginning I told you that I faced these problems because I did not know about this. Yes, you are right. When I went to my examination, I was just shocked that what, really, I'll have to wear my mask, put on my mask for the whole speaking test. And I was feeling nervous. I was feeling my breath. I was not able to catch my breath. So now I don't want you to feel this. That's why I'm making this video. I hope it will be helpful for you. If I have made any mistakes, or if you dislike something about me, or if you want to give me some suggestions, or if you want to tell me anything, please comment, or you can tell me personally on my social media, my Facebook profile and my page and Instagram. All the 3 links will be given down below. So feel free to knock me and ask me anything or tell me anything. I'll welcome your thoughts and suggestions cordially. Thank you very much. See you very soon. Goodbye and assalamu alaikum.